Let's see. GoPro acting up once again. I figured it out. I think it's when I plug in the extended battery. For whatever reason, randomly, it typically works, but then randomly, it has an issue. So I don't know what the issue is, but that's what I've figured out, that it doesn't always like to go. Maybe because it's charged already. Let's try that. Let's just try running it on the battery, the internal battery. See what happens. When it gets lower, I'll plug it in. Maybe being fully charged, it's doing something weird. So we'll see if it keeps going. I really need to tighten that up a little more at some point. It's good. It's fine. I'm not doing any high speed, so the helmet's not going to fly off. It's nice and snug, guys and gals. Okay, so got the GPX Moto, of course, out here today. I got the Keihin PWK 38mm short body carb on the bike. On my street, it seemed to work. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Sure brought some tools. Well, hope I don't lose that. But you can see the exhaust is bent back, so it's out of the grommet there. Got a nice bash there. It's flat on the bottom. I got a new exhaust. Ordered that up. I think it's like 220 bucks. Kind of expensive, really. I thought for just being a Chinese-made part, you know, it'd be like $80 or so, 100 bucks. But I was surprised when they said how much, plus then a little bit for shipping. So it's not that cheap. So having two, I'll go ahead for my Moab trip, put on the newer one. I'll mount that up and then take this one and do the close off the ends, do the compressed air thing, and see about popping those out. And I don't know how much that will straighten, but at least get the dings out, and maybe it will straighten it somewhat. I highly doubt that, but it's pushed up against the bike and melted the plastic skid plate, which is fine. I don't care. It's holding on the skid plate, right? Skid plate's bolted on, but just it's holding it. It's good. Not a big deal. Can't wait until GPX. They said the factory's working on getting pipe guard protection done. I'm like, that's awesome, because I would spend the $250 and buy that and not have to worry about the pipe. We don't ride in a muddy area out here or elsewhere in Colorado. Very rarely we have mud that would pack into one of those big guards. I know that's a concern back on the east side of the U.S. and muddy states, and that's something you just have to factor, right? So you might not run one just because of that. But on my gas, I run one. Have never had an issue. A few times had some mud up in there, but you know, I take it home and I clean it out and it's fine again, right? But that's very rare that you come across that much mud in Colorado or western areas, unless it's been raining out here. And a lot of these public land areas, you really shouldn't be riding ATV in, jeeping or anything, because this is built up with gravel. But like out over there, that would turn into like this clay mud, and it becomes really slick and it ruts really easy, and you just really add extra wear to the trails. So they ask you to please do not ride when the conditions are like that. So again, it's knowing your local area. Somebody visiting here wouldn't really know that. And I did not fill up the bike. I forgot to, but I'm here. I'm pretty sure I have plenty of fuel. So it's in neutral. Let's go ahead and choke. I do have the fuel on, right? Where's the little knob? Yeah, it's on. Pull the choke up. Where's the button? There we go. Fires up. I'll let it warm up. So exhaust probably sounds weird also because of the muffler being all dinged. If I can find the choke. There we go. Warmed up pretty quick. It's not bogging on the throttle like it was on that cold day when I was showing you all in the video. Let's see, Independence is that way. I'm gonna pass on Independence. We're riding tomorrow. This is a test of the bike. Up to 50 it seemed. It's not bad. Last time with the stock one, I don't know if I got dirt in it or something, but it was bogging on the top end. So it's nice to actually get back to go faster. Oh yeah, over 50. So we're doing pretty good on top end. I think those gas jetting settings from my carb that I left is working. Oh yeah. Gotta be careful. There was one side by side. Hey, I still need to adjust my rear brake pedal. I've just gotten used to that. You kind of have to push on it, but yeah, I need to adjust it. I also put in, you know, an GPX spark plug. So I just did the normal one. I didn't do the iridium because, well, they're kind of pricey, and I've never had any problems with normal spark plugs. I think a lot of spark plug stuff is mental. Woohoo! I also changed the oil too, so we got nice fresh Rotella oil. So the new carb so far, power delivery seems drastically different. I don't know if I like it. Doesn't seem to have that grunt as much, but top end seemed perfect. Yeah, it might just be subtle, but I think there is a difference. I have a SmartCarb. It's going to show up tomorrow, but after my tomorrow ride. So get on this weekend, test it next week if we have good weather, and hopefully that will be ready for Moab. So yeah, and I got the G2 quick turn throttle came in, so I got that. I got the Motion Pro T3 cable already, you've heard me talk about, so that will plug right in, be a better quality cable, and you know, this bike will be pretty well set up. Some guys, you know, I got a comment on one of my YouTube videos. I was like, you know, I bought a used KTM for $8,000. I don't even recall if he mentioned like what KTM, but or year. I don't remember. But he's like, $8,000 KTM, and so okay. He's comparing used to new. How about this? He says, well, that will hold its value and I'll get more for it. You know, original person paid like, depending on taxes and what he put on it, aftermarket stuff. So probably paid 11 with taxes. Probably paid 12, 13 after aftermarket shit. You know, this thing costs $5,100 plus shipping. You get to put it together, pluses or minuses depending how you view that. Oop, I wasn't ready for that. I'll just go here. Oh yeah. So he's like, you know, I'll be able to sell my bike for more money and stuff, but okay, what you have to do is compare apples to apples here. New to new or used to used. As he said, and he might be right, this used might not fetch much money, right? Unnamed bike, Chinese bike. Although I've seen them used, still in good condition, go pretty much close to new price because you can't buy new right now. So there's also that. There's also that thing, you know, little issue. Oop. One of my favorite spots. So you get this guy that's like trying to compare a used KTM for $8,000 to a new GPX Moto TSE250R for $5,100 plus shipping, so we'll say $5,500. This is still cheaper. He mentioned something about me putting stuff on, I wouldn't have to tinker it, it'd be all set up. That's not true. Any bike you buy, you're probably going to personalize. Might not need to as much on a used KTM that has some aftermarket stuff, but you typically still are somewhat personalizing. You might buy a SmartCarb, or you might buy a G2 throttle. You might buy a bigger gas tank. You know, there might be things you still buy. So that's not necessarily true. This bike might not go for a lot of money used. Let's say it doesn't. Let's say it only brings in $2,000 if I sell it tomorrow. $2,000. His used KTM was $8,000. So that's a $6,000 difference. So I don't understand what this guy's talking about. Reliability? This thing's been perfectly reliable. You see me put it through this stuff? It's been pretty damn reliable, hasn't it? Whoa. Well, got it up, didn't fall. Turned on me. That's okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's stall it. It starts sliding down because of the angle. See, it's kind of angled. So, I mean, in all honesty, this bike is still cheaper than that $8,000 KTM when comparing new to new or used to used. But you get these leg humpers of every brand. I don't care what it is. They will suck a brand's virtual cock all day long. And you know what? I used to hear it all the time on my gas too. Why didn't you buy a KTM? And it was like, well, I can buy any bike, but I want a bike that is that's different than everyone else. And that's where now KTM owns gas. The branding tosses their own engine in it and says it's a gas. It's not a gas. And you KTM folk that were like, why didn't you get a KTM versus a gas? When I bought my 2012, do you say that now? Do the guys buying a gas? Do you say, hey fella, why did you buy that gas and not a Husky or KTM? I personally, if I was going to buy KTM gas or Husky, which one would I buy? I'd pick KTM or Husky. Why not? Because there's not that much difference in price. You know, and they say the gas has a little less, suspension and quality of certain things. So why wouldn't you just spend that little extra money, $500, $800, and just buy the damn the damn KTM? Even if it's $1,000, why would, I don't know. I mean, but you buy what you want. At the end of the day, that's what I'll also get. Buy what you want. If this bike right here, $5,100 new, get somebody that used to ride back into riding, see if they still like it, or see if they even like two-strokes. Maybe they're coming from a four-stroke world, and they don't want to plunk down $8,000, let alone a new price, right? So they buy one of these. It's pretty damn reliable so far. Great support. You can buy the parts. I had the exhaust within a week. I mean, they are in Salt Lake City, so for me to get something here in Colorado, it doesn't take that long. It's pretty good. It's kind of like Rocky Mountain ATV for us. It typically comes within a day or two because, well, there's always shipping between Salt Lake and Denver. And yeah, so if this gets a returning rider back on, you should be happy about that. If this gets back on somebody that is new, totally new, they can drop this bike, beat it up, it's pretty reliable, then awesome. Isn't that awesome? Shouldn't you be congratulating the person instead of poo-pooing them and saying, wow, why'd you buy a Chinese bike? And it's funny when they ask me that, because it's like, I can buy any bike there is. Did you miss the part where I said I bought this for a review bike with my own money to review a product? And it's the first company that answered their phone that makes a Chinese bike. I called, I emailed at SSR. I was like, hey, you know, looking at this bike, what do you do for me? I forget their model name and stuff. I'm looking at these two models, you know, is there anything you do me? Didn't hear anything back. Notice though they have some dealers, and there's a dealer in Denver, and they also sell other name brand Japanese motorcycles. So I call up that dealer, and I'm like, hey, you sell SSR? Yes, we do. I go, well, you know, I'm a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm thinking. He goes, we're not going to work on price. They were like pretty, their tone and attitude on the phone was just sort of, we're not going to do anything. Well, I'm like, well, I've been trying to contact SSR and blah, blah, blah. And I wonder if you maybe have a better contact that I could call, and then I would get the bike through you, and that way you're still part of the deal and stuff, and we could see what price they do, if anything. And he goes, yeah, I'll get that. Well, at first it was quizzing me. Why do you want that information? Who are you? Why do you want that? I was like, dude. It was like as if I was trying to get them in. It was really strange. I get it. My phone call was probably a little strange, but at the same time, how they responded was really weird. And I was like, well, you know what? This is what I'm doing. He finally was like, okay, I'll call you back later with a contact. I was like, cool. I never heard back. In the meantime, though, I called SSR. I just looked them up directly and cold called them and didn't get anyone. I call him back the next day. I get somebody. I'm like, great. And I explain to him what's going on. And the lady's like, oh, okay, well, send us over everything in this email address. I'm like, well, if you could let me know, because I like to do this ASAP, you know. And if we could do anything, you know, I'm not looking for a freebie, but if you happen to have a media bike, that would be cool. But if not, I understand. I'll just buy something. Or if we could work a deal, and I'll go through your dealer in Denver. And I didn't mention anything how shitty that dealer was, but you know, I can go through them because I see you have a dealer there, and you know, that way they can get a little bit of commission or whatever, right? Prep work or something. Okay, that's cool. And I never heard back. GPX I called and said, hey, this is what I'm looking at. You know, I'd like to buy one of these. I have a YouTube channel. It's not that big, but, you know, I like reviewing bikes, and this would be like the third motorcycle. Second one I would purchase on my own. Can you do anything? And I talked to Gary, and Gary was like, yeah, you know, we'll do something. And they gave me a little bit of a discount, but, you know, I still paid for the bike. You know, I just haggled like I would anywhere else, paid for shipping. And yeah, got the bike. But they've been there the whole time. They're very active on the Facebook page of GPX TSE250R riders or something like that. If you look on Facebook, you'll find he's very active there. You can get a hold of him. You can call him. You can talk to him. He's thinking about making changes. Thinking about he's doing those guards. He's going to do a pipe guard. You know, things they understand just from my videos of like this bike. You know, they know this is stuff they like to ride. I've heard, in my understanding. So you know, what company are you going to get that from? Could I call KTM up? Are they going to support me like that? Are they, not just me, but anyone? Are they going to be like, you know, yeah, that Petcock's a bad design. Are they going to admit that? No, they're going to be like, oh, no, you know, whatever, you dropped it, it broke it. You know, yeah, we put it in a bad location, but that's not us. That's all bikes. And, you know, I could just envision them. You're not going to be able to get anything, and they're not going to make any revision based on you as a rider, as a normal real person actually using in the real world. Not a race guy that's gonna be able to come up here. He rarely drops a bike, so nothing ever breaks. So they don't know what breaks and doesn't break. Yeah, not a real live person. So I don't know. You know, some of you will say, well, that's what they pay racers for, but I don't know. The racers I know don't seem to give that much feedback to the manufacturer. You know, I'm sure they hear it when, you know, the racer's bike, the engine blows up, but as far as little stuff, it just doesn't happen as much because they would just ride right up this and not drop it at all, where you'll get a new rider that gets here and they drop the bike into that and hit something that could have been protected better, but it was designed kind of shitty, you know, or a guard could have been made to come up or something, you know. The little stuff. They just don't, the KTM, Yamaha, none of these manufacturers listen to real world riders. That's a disappointment. And you know what? You know, real world is where it's at. I don't watch racing that often. I watch Erzberg and Red Bull Road Maniacs, and then some clips of Cody Webb puts up and this and that from his various races. But I don't really watch races. Because they're pros. They make everything look easy. They do this every single day. I mean, I could probably come out here. I'm lucky enough. I could come out here and ride every day. I don't know if my body would take it. But, yeah, I could do that too. I could probably get to a pretty good level. No level like them because they start at a young age. But anyways, folks, that's my rant. So hopefully you like the video. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos. And I want to get a move on. And I thought I'd try to come up with a new way. Looks like some people stacked. This is kind of smoother here. But we used to just go there. Coming down now, I've been kind of coming across. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, let's do it. Turn it on. Have a good one, everyone. And stay well and stay safe, my friends. Bye.